gathering which lasts a week, and so
Wow.
many people are there, and so
Story of love, forbidden love.
Two love stories, centuries apart yet tangled in the same threads of fate. But only one is hiding a secret that could change everything we know about the Outlander universe. In Blood of My Blood, episodes 1 and 2 didn't just give us romance. They planted dangerous secrets, possible betrayals, and hints of heartbreak. Now, with the episode 3 trailer on the table, the question isn't if the past will catch up to these characters. It's how and who'll survive it. Blood of My Blood wastes no time throwing us into two parallel love stories, Brian and Ellen's fiery but rushed romance, and Julia and Henry's slow-burn connection built across months of unseen letters. On the surface, they're both tales of people finding love against the odds, but by the end of episode 2, it's crystal clear. One of these stories is far more dangerous than the other. Brian and Ellen's beginning is fast, almost suspiciously so. Their love at first sight moment next to a chicken coop might have felt romantic, but it leaves you wondering, why push their connection forward so quickly? Is it purely the pull of their looks and charm, or is the show deliberately rushing their relationship to make space for much darker events to come? We already know Ellen is promised to Malcolm Grant, and that she won't marry him. But the fact that we're shown her father's political influence, her brother's ambition, and the Mackenzie clan's deep involvement means her romance with Brian could spark more than just family drama. It could set off a chain reaction in clan politics that leaves both of them in real danger. Meanwhile, Julia and Henry's story moves in the complete opposite direction. They've never seen each other before their meeting on the stairs in episode 2, yet months of letters have built a foundation strong enough to defy time itself. Their romance isn't rushed. It's carved out slowly, with a kind of intimacy that's almost more powerful than physical closeness. And yet, there's something unsettling in their connection too, a quiet ticking clock. The revelation that both of them traveled through the stones, using hidden jewels tucked inside everyday objects, raises immediate questions. How much control do they have over this time travel? Who else knows? And what happens if someone with power, like Simon Fraser, discovers the truth? That danger is already circling them. Simon's presence in the background feels predatory, especially with the hints that Julia may be hiding a pregnancy. Mistress Porter's sharp eye and veiled questions show that secrets can't stay buried for long in this world. If Porter finds out, will she protect Julia, or hand her over to someone who won't hesitate to use her situation for their own gain? It's not just personal stakes that make Julia and Henry's story so gripping, it's the mysteries it's tied to. Outlander fans already know Claire's tragic backstory about losing her parents, but Blood of My Blood blows that open by suggesting they didn't die in the way we thought. They traveled to the past, they stayed there, and there's the possibility of another child. This could mean Claire has a sibling she never knew about, or worse, that this sibling's identity is tied to some of the most heartbreaking storylines in Outlander history. Then there's the faith connection. The word hope repeats in Julia and Henry's story like a secret code, making fans wonder, could their child be named Hope, and could she be the grandmother of faith? The show seems to be winking at us with musical Easter eggs, like the By the Seaside song, used with faith in the original series, appearing in the credits of episode 1. In the world of Outlander, these aren't coincidences, they're breadcrumbs. And right now, those breadcrumbs are leading toward a reveal that could make or break Julia and Henry's happy ending. Layered into all of this are early glimpses of familiar faces, younger versions of characters we already love or hate. There's young Archbug, already carrying the same sly edge we saw in Outlander. Mistress Porter, revealed as Brian's mother, weaving her own quiet warnings into the story. Ellen's sister Jocasta, already entangled in complicated affections. Even small echoes in dialogue, Brian preferring horses over chickens, a mirrored moment from Jamie and Claire, are deliberate, designed to make fans feel the weight of history repeating itself. Episodes 1 and 2 leave us with love stories brimming with possibility, but also hanging over a cliff of uncertainty. Because in Outlander, love is rarely allowed to survive without a cost, and with the episode 3 trailer dropping clues about betrayals, forced marriages, and impossible choices, it's clear that cost is coming faster than anyone's ready for. The trailer for Blood of My Blood Episode 3, titled School of the Moon, wastes no time hinting that both love stories are about to be tested and possibly torn apart. We open with tension brewing in the Mackenzie clan as the oath-taking ceremony looms, a ritual that will decide the next laird. This isn't just a background political event. It's a power struggle that will pull Ellen directly into the line of fire. She's already resisting her arranged marriage to Malcolm Grant, and in the trailer we see her leaning in close to her brother Dougal, speaking in hushed tones. Is she trying to sway him to her side, or plant seeds of division between him and Colum to delay the marriage? Brian, however, may be walking into his own trap. We see Myrtle learning of Ellen's engagement and telling Brian outright, forcing him to confront the fact that the woman he loves is promised to another. What the trailer doesn't show is whether Brian's reaction will be a reckless romantic gesture or a calculated move that risks clan stability. In the Outlander world, the wrong choice here could mean bloodshed, and the title School of the Moon hints at secret meetings and hidden alliances forming under cover of darkness. But it's Julia's storyline that's carrying the heavier weight of danger. Mistress Porter's voice cuts through the trailer, asking Julia if she's hiding something. Julia's silence speaks volumes. We know she's likely pregnant, but the question is, whose hands will this truth fall into first? If Porter finds out, there's a small chance she'll act as an ally, but her warning about Simon Fraser in earlier episodes suggests she understands exactly how dangerous he is. Simon is the kind of man who would use Julia's situation for his own advantage, whether to manipulate Henry, bargain with another clan, or tighten his grip on the Fraser legacy. Henry, meanwhile, is shown with Ned Gowan, both speaking urgently to a mysterious woman in what looks like a plea for help. The editing makes it unclear whether this is before or after Julia's disappearance, but one thing is certain, Henry is chasing more than just love now. He's chasing against the clock, trying to reach Julia before the world around her closes in. The trailer also teases Julia making a decision, an impossible choice according to the official synopsis. There are two likely scenarios. Either she's deciding whether to flee to protect her unborn child, or she's being pressured into ending the pregnancy to secure her safety. The fact that this is framed as impossible suggests both options will cost her dearly, and in true Outlander fashion, there may be no safe path forward. For eagle-eyed fans, there are more Easter eggs hidden even in these brief shots. The wedding glimpsed in the season trailer seems to line up with what's coming later, a harvest season event that Colum will ultimately win, but not without Ellen making her escape. The parallels to Claire and Jamie's history are too strong to ignore. Ellen is navigating the same kind of dangerous dance Claire once did, using charm, wit, and strategy to survive in a political arena designed to control her. If we circle back to the faith theory, episode 3 could be a key turning point. Julia's potential escape, assisted by Brian according to the season trailer, might lead directly to her reunion with Henry in the past. If she gives birth there, the timeline complications multiply. Could her child become a figure we've already met without realizing it? Could Hope, if that's the child's name, be a missing link between Julia's bloodline and Faith's story? The show's consistent dropping of symbolic clues, like repeating the hope motif in both dialogue and circumstances, makes it hard to dismiss this as coincidence. The tension isn't just in romance and politics. There's a creeping sense of danger for secondary characters, too. Archbug's early presence signals trouble, especially for fans who know his darker future. Jocasta's quiet longing for Murtaugh is already forming a thread of emotional complexity that might influence her decisions later. Even minor set details, like Ellen's room being the same one Claire occupied in the main series, remind us that these walls have witnessed centuries of secrets. Episode 3 promises to be a collision point, where personal desire meets the cold steel of duty, and where every decision will echo into future generations. Whether it's Ellen defying her family for love, or Julia risking everything to protect her child, both women are stepping into a storm they may not come back from. And that's the beauty and the cruelty of Blood of My Blood. The past is never just history. It's alive, it's hungry, and it will take whatever it's owed. The question is, when the moon rises over the oath-taking ceremony, whose blood will be spilled to keep the past intact?